Mr. Provost, as Faculty Marshal, I hereby declare this hooding ceremony for the degrees of Doctors of Philosophy and Doctor of Arts in session.
Please be seated. Good afternoon. My name is Jim Garrett, and I'm honored to be presiding over this hooding ceremony as Provost of Carnegie Mellon University. Welcome to the celebration of one of academia's most venerated traditions, a time when Carnegie Mellon comes together to celebrate the achievements of our candidates for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy and Doctor of Arts. I can almost feel the sense of relief emanating from all of you at the conclusion of this rigorous endeavor. Like me, take a deep breath and enjoy the ceremony. It's a long one, but we're very proud of that, as every name we call represents a fellow CMU colleague who has reached the pinnacle of their studies. Each of you has had a unique journey that has led to this moment. So enjoy yourselves and bask in your success and the success of your peers. There is no doubt that you've earned it. As we recognize your hard work and achievements this afternoon, I'm grateful to the faculty members who have advised and supported you throughout your studies. Faculty, thank you for your commitment, passion, and mentorship. Graduates, please join me in thanking your faculty mentors. I would also like to congratulate and thank the many people here tonight who have made the road easier for these dedicated scholars as they focus so intently on their scholarship. Spouses, parents, grandparents, children, and friends, this day is yours as well. Please join me in expressing our thanks to the families and friends who are here with us tonight. Throughout your doctoral studies, you have made your mark on the intellectual landscape of this campus, and you will now take your place among our esteemed community of scholars. Through your achievements to come, you will bring honor and prestige to Carnegie Mellon and enhance the opportunities of the graduate students who will follow you. In many cases, you will make the lives of people around the world all the better, or make significant impact on a body of knowledge. I wish you a fulfilling future, and I offer you my sincere congratulations on your achievements. It is now my great pleasure to introduce Carnegie Mellon's 10th president, Dr. Farnham Jahanian, who will share his congratulations with our doctoral candidates and also introduce our keynote speaker. Farnham.
Thank you very much, Jim, and good afternoon, everyone. By the way, how's the weather up there? Fabulous. This is obviously a great occasion, but I want all of you just to relax and enjoy the afternoon, especially for our graduates and the families. You have earned this. I want to extend my warm welcome to all of you to this wonderful occasion, celebrating, of course, the doctoral hooding at Carnegie Mellon. I want to take a moment by acknowledging Jim Garrett's leadership of our scholarly mission. I wish to congratulate Jim, I should say, on his first commencement as our Provost and Chief Academic Officer. Jim, congratulations. Although it was last century, but I do remember quite keenly the emotional weight of this event when I received my doctoral hood. As Jim mentioned, this day would not be possible without the mentorship and guidance from our faculty, department heads, deans, and all of your proud family members and friends. I am deeply grateful to our faculty who have advised and supported you throughout your studies, of course. Faculty, thank you for your commitment, for your passion and mentorship of our students. Of course, we're grateful, as Jim said, to all the family members and friends who have so intensely focused on your success. Once again, I want to ask all the graduates, please join me in thanking our faculty members and family members who are here today. As a research institution, Carnegie Mellon is duly bound to develop talented new scholars who can demonstrate deep mastery of a body of knowledge, originality of thought, and openness to collaborative inquiry. As doctoral graduates, you represent the embodiment of that purpose. Throughout your studies here, you have built upon our proud heritage of interdisciplinary research at the nexus of technology and humanity. Your work supports the cornerstone of our mission to advance human knowledge and discover meaningful solutions to society's most significant problems while shaping modern culture. And today is the culmination of several years of these intense scholarly pursuits and deep immersion in your discipline. Today, you have achieved something quite remarkable. I want to offer my congratulations for reaching this milestone in your careers. You leave CMU equipped to continue a lifetime of learning, of rigorous and cutting-edge scholarship, and of service to society. We are so proud of you. It is now my great pleasure to introduce our distinguished keynote speaker, Patricia McBride, a Carnegie Mellon alumna and a renowned particle physicist with the Fermi National Lab Accelerator. In addition to her role at Fermilab, Dr. McBride serves as deputy spokesperson for the CMS collaboration at the Large Hadron Collider at CERN in Geneva, Switzerland. She has been a member of that global collaboration for more than a decade, serving as the head of Fermilab's CMS efforts. She previously served as head of Fermilab's particle physics division and its scientific computing programs. Dr. McBride has worked with leading scientists and computing specialists from around the world to establish the computing resources needed for the analysis of large volumes of data. A member of many international committees, she served as chair of the Division of Particle and Fields of the American Physical Society, as well as the chair of the Commission for Particles and Fields within the U.S. Liaison Committee of the International Union of Pure and Applied Physics. Thank God I didn't have to memorize that. In 2009, she was elected as a fellow of both the American Physical Society and the American Association for the Advancement of Science. A trailblazing champion for women in STEM, Dr. McBride is a proud CMU alumna who graduated from our Mellon College of Science. I was waiting for that, especially with your dean sitting back here, with a degree in physics. In addition to serving as our keynote speaker for this afternoon, she's also being honored this weekend as a 2019 Alumni Achievement Award honoree in recognition of her exceptional accomplishments and legacy of leadership in her field of studies. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm and enthusiastic welcome to Dr. Patricia McBride.
thank you for that introduction. I'm not sure I deserve all of that, but it was nice for the welcome. President, the Provost, the Dean, distinguished members of the faculty, parents, friends, family, colleagues, mentors, and our doctoral recipients. It is really a great honor to be speaking to you today at this hooding ceremony for Carnegie Mellon University. This occasion is an extraordinary milestone. You are officially an expert, an authority, an admired, educated, and deep-thinking member of society. Your courage and your determination, both of which brought you to this day, are an example to us all. Now it is time to reflect on your achievements, as well as thank the people who helped you along the way, because without them, you would not be here. You are amazing, you are talented, and you are ready to face the 21st century. And believe me, we need you. I met my first physicist in college. I don't recall knowing more than perhaps one person with a Ph.D. when I was a kid. The journey that brought me to my Ph.D. was filled with a lot of unknowing and a whole lot of perseverance. Then, I thought that perhaps mine was a singular experience. In the years since, I've come to discover that the desire I had to tackle the unknown is what makes a physicist a good physicist, and a good engineer a great engineer, and a great artist one who changes the world. The ability to dream what might be, creatively solve puzzles that challenge us all, and then the determination to stick it out until the goal is achieved are what makes us powerful. That is the kind of person who sits in this room and celebrates this day. It is a special day, and you are all extraordinary people. In preparing for today, I thought back to my own graduation ceremony for my PhD. At the end of the day, a friend presented me with a post-hole digger. At the time, I wasn't fully prepared to accept its implied humor. Perhaps I was a bit overwhelmed. A PhD in physics seemed like something Einstein would get, not me. But I'd started on this path because I loved physics. I wanted to learn as much as I could about physics and perhaps build a career around it. I was not entirely sure that was possible. And perhaps you, or at least your family, might have some of these same worries. But here I am to assure you that you have what it takes to succeed. So first things first. Think. What things have you learned? What things do you know? What makes you unique? What gifts can you bring to your next endeavor? What have you learned from your experience at CMU? And how have your colleagues, your family, your friends helped you to grow? Perhaps more than many other fields, experimental particle physics is a collaborative endeavor. We work in large collaborations over thousands of people. But when I started in physics, I was the only woman in my high school class, in the advanced physics classes, the only woman in my class in the CMU physics department, and the only woman in my cohort at graduate school. That experience changed me. Being an outsider made me more resolved, but it also helped me appreciate the extra things people did to include me or exclude me, and the many people who pushed open doors for me. I don't have time to tell the stories, but it is definitely a message for you to hear. I have learned to respect differences, be it in working styles or the cultural expectations of your collaborators. That respect can become the superpower that makes your team the one that manages what other groups cannot. Note too, graduation is a time for big transitions and big decisions. For the big decisions, please ask for advice. Then accept the advice. Be grateful, and then don't follow it. Or at least don't follow it blindly. For me, this is a time when a walk in the woods helps. I note that it helps to have a dog, because then when you talk to yourself about the big questions, you won't look so crazy. When the advice you get doesn't line up with what you know is right for you, use it to get a better perspective, or at least heed the warnings. For example, when people advise me to take a different path, people would say, don't do your postdoc work in Europe, which I did. You'll never get a job when you want to come back. But what I heard was, you have to find a way to stay connected while you're working in Europe. Or when someone said, you won't succeed in physics because you have too many outside interests. Or worse yet, a career in physics is too demanding for you. But what I heard was that I should get busy and conquer quantum mechanics. So step 3, be prepared for change. In big science, like life, anything can happen. For example, when I decided to come back to the US in the early 90s after my postdoc, and I was working on a large experiment at CERN in Geneva, I went to work at the superconducting super collider in Texas. This was a planned, huge new accelerator project with the promise to unlock the puzzle of the Higgs and what secrets would lie beyond it. Unfortunately, it was canceled. This was a very dark period for many of us. We mourned the loss of our jobs, but even more, the loss of the bold project, since we believed it would have delivered the answers to important questions about the most fundamental particles and the forces between them. We also mourned the loss of opportunities for students and researchers around the country. But what I gained in those 2 years at the Super Collider was still worth the risk. I learned a lot about the nature of international collaborations, about how governments work, about how to talk to the press. Plus, I was a part of an amazing team of scientists and engineers that were developing the design of the large experiments that would have operated there. Most days were fun, until they weren't. Why did I take a risk at the job at a new lab against advice of many? Because I felt it was the future of particle physics, and I wanted to be part of the team that made it happen. In fact, I could hardly imagine doing anything else at the time. After the shutdown of the lab, I found a new home at Fermilab, where I started to work on an innovative experiment that pushed the boundaries of technologies to learn about asymmetries in the forces of nature. After a few years, this project was also canceled. So I immediately joined my current experiment, CMS, at CERN, which was already under construction. This led to a magnificent opportunity to work with an international collaboration of 200 institutes, and the CMS experiment at the LHC was off the ground and running. Just so everyone here knows, we are very proud to have CMU as a partner in this collaboration. With each one of these risks, my life became richer in experience, and my goals became even more complex, which brings me to one piece of advice that I'm so grateful to have followed. It came from my advisor. He was, well, is a brilliant man who could calculate and estimate anything with an HP calculator and a yellow legal pad. When I started looking for a job, he advised me to choose a path where there was enough space for me to make a difference. This advice gave me the freedom to choose a slightly different path. I did lots of soul searching at the time about my skills, the things I liked to do, and the science that interested me. I like working in international organizations, and I love particle physics and accelerators. So I chose a postdoc that enabled me to live in a place I love, to join a large international collaboration, and to take on a research project in particle physics where my contributions were needed, appreciated, and eventually recognized. So, my advice to you is get busy, stay focused, remember we need you, the world needs you, your community needs you, your friends and family need you. And we need people who can think deeply about critical issues and have the determination to act. And with that, I say my congratulations to you, well done, and now it's time to celebrate. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. McBride, for those inspiring words and for persisting. Our students benefit not only from your advice, but from the stellar example that you've set throughout your career. Thank you for your service to the STEM fields and to the university community. We now commence with the hooding of the doctoral candidates. The deans will call forward the candidates by college and will announce their names. We will begin with the College of Engineering.
Good afternoon, I'm John Kagan, the Interim Dean for the College of Engineering. We will now hood the doctor's candidates from the Department of Biomedical Engineering. Please come forward. Sarah Abdullahi.
Soft material 3D printing toward patient-specific wearable medical devices.
Kinla Ba.
Quantitative modeling and analysis of the whole cell scale dynamic organization of lysosomes.
Elaine Soohoo.
Design and development of a torsional ventricular assist device.
Ri Ukita.
Artificial lung as destination therapy, in vitro and in vivo evaluation of low fouling surface coatings, and computational modeling of microchannel lung.
We will now hood the doctor's candidates from the Department of Chemical Engineering. Braulio Bruno.
Models and algorithms for multi-level supply chain optimization.
Soham Dutta.
Enantiomer chemistry on chiral surfaces, amino acids on copper.
Randall Lee Gamble.
Gel-free DNA sequencing using transiently attached surfactant micelles.
Khalid Haj.
Lipid nanoparticle systems for the delivery of messenger RNA.
Yanru Huang.
Interfacial activity of star polymers at fluid interfaces.
Stephen Vincent Ayasella.
Surfactant-driven pulmonary drug delivery.
Borju Karagoza.
Structure sensitivity of enantioselective surface chemistry on copper single crystal surfaces.
Jiaying Ku.
Process design and modeling of the horizontal ribbon growth model for continuous production of silicon wafers.
Nicholas G. Lamson.
Increasing permeability of the intestinal epithelium to enable oral delivery of protein drugs.
Nikolaos Lapas.
Robust optimization for scheduling operations under uncertainty.
Cristiana L. Lara.
Decomposition algorithms for optimal manufacturing and power systems infrastructure planning.
Anirudh Subramaniam.
Robust optimization of vehicle routing problems under uncertainty.
Yajin Wang.
Modeling, estimation, and optimal control of batch reactors under parameter uncertainty.
Zachary Todd Wilson.
Integer programming applications in data-driven modeling.
Zushi Zhao.
Adaptive control of chemical reactions in the absence of reactions kinetics information.
We will now hood the doctor's candidates from the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering. Rajat Arora.
Computational approximation of mesoscale field dislocation mechanics at finite deformation.
Lauren M. Cook.
Using climate change projections to increase the resilience of stormwater infrastructure designs under uncertainty.
Arnab Debnath.
Numerical solution of the non-equilibrium Boltzmann equation using the discontinuous Galerkin finite element method.
Karim Edward Dixon.
Interbasin transfers and water risk in the United States.
Kelly Good.
Coal-fired power plant wastewater contributions to bromide concentrations in drinking water resources.
Chelsea Cobb.
Drinking water quality and risk challenges from increasing source water bromide, effects of climate and energy changes.
Henning Lang.
Variational methods for energy systems.
Shuchen Lai.
Systematic control logic fault identification and localization of heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems.
Greg Shively.
Environmental implications of energy transitions.
Sneha Shanbag.
Electrode material functionality and efficiency in electrochemical deionization.
Iram Vili Beolu.
Model identification and fault detectability assessment for air handling units, statistical methods, and empirical validation.
We will now hood the doctor's candidates from the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. Right? Okay, good. Raid Ajad Dani.
Image recovery via splitting networks.
Tiffany Bayou.
Autonomous computer security game, techniques, strategy, and investigation.
Aniruddha Basak.
Scalable Bayesian network learning and its applications.
Maxim Buyevich.
A system architecture for energy theft detection and localization in microgrids.
Irmao Kai.
Power, performance modeling, and optimization, using and characterizing machine learning applications.
Zuo Chen.
Learning for and with efficient computing systems.
Don Cherier.
Behavior prediction in autonomous driving.
Barak Erbachi.
Hardware entangled, inherently secure field programmable gate arrays.
Christopher Ian Fallon.
Finding and exploiting parallelism with data structure-aware static and dynamic analysis.
Mats Forsell.
Long-term insulation of active electronics embedded in compliant neural probes.
Mary Beth Galanco.
Nonlinear resonant MEMS RF demodulator for a near-zero power wake-up receiver.
Aaron Harlip.
Improving ML applications in shared computing environments.
Shijie Hu.
Computational urban network control, using schedule-driven traffic control to mitigate network congestion.
Harry Hoy.
Shape, reflectance, and illumination estimation from mobile devices.
Mehmet Meriç Eşganç.
Enabling design of low-volume, high-performance integrated circuits.
Sung-ho Kim.
Electrically gated nanoporous membranes for smart drug delivery and biomedical devices.
Richie Lee.
AdaStress, adaptive stress testing and interpretable categorization for safety-critical systems.
Bing Liu.
Learning task-oriented dialogue with neural network methods.
Chia Lo.
Modeling and controlling of multi-scale biological networks with applications to precision medicine.
Stephanus Yuji Matsumoto.
Effective and practical improvements to the web public key infrastructure.
Anjali Menon.
Robust recognition of binaural speech signals using techniques based on human auditory processing.
Amritanshu Pandey.
Robust steady-state analysis of the power grid using an equivalent circuit formulation with circuit stimulation methods.
Toru Adrian Tom Popovich.
An approach to specifying and automatically optimizing Fourier transform-based operations.
Fazli Sadi.
Accelerating sparse matrix kernels with co-optimized architecture.
Anit Kumar Sahu.
Inference and optimization over networks, communication efficiency and optimality.
Joao Smith.
Inter-area communication in the brain, a population-level approach.
Rangye Shi.
Optimizing passenger on-vehicle experience through simulation and multi-agent, multi-criteria mobility planning.
Oliver Shi.
Learning to listen, an active acoustic approach to sensing spaces.
Irvin Tang.
Time-ordered online training of convolutional neural networks.
Cha In Chai.
Shaped from multi-bounce light paths.
Jian Wang.
High-resolution 2D imaging and 3D scanning with line sensors.
Yu Wang.
Accelerating graph processing on a shared memory FPGA system.
Zachary Weinberg.
Toward automated worldwide monitoring of network-level censorship.
Yaoqing Yan.
Coded computing, new approaches for robust, elastic, and multi-stage computing.
Ming Zhang.
Deep neural networks for wearable-based human activity recognition.
Yingru Zhang.
Modeling, analysis, and optimization of robustness in interdependent networks.
We will now hood the doctor's candidates from the Department of Engineering and Public Policy. Sun-hee Baek.
An improved method to assess the value of assuring limited local electric service in the event of major grid outages.
Annabelle F. Castillo Mora.
Topics on the implementation of health technology.
Julia Chellen.
The natural language of the electric industry, climate change discourse, and decisions in public disclosure filings.
Cristobal de la Maza.
Preference learning for policy analysis.
Jason D. Desai.
Infrastructure as institutional relics, insights from the United States bridge system.
Lynn Koch.
Challenges and prospects for data-driven climate change mitigation.
Jeremy Keene.
Stakeholder costs and benefits of distributed energy resources on distribution networks.
Alexandre Ligo.
Connected vehicles for internet access, deployment, and spectrum policies.
Aviva Lowe.
Trade-offs in energy, water use, and cost at thermoelectric power plants.
Erin Mayfield.
Cumulative impacts and equity objectives in energy systems modeling and policy.
Sanat Murphy.
Correlated generator failures and power system reliability.
Brian Sergi.
Integrating climate and health damages in decision-making for the electric power sector.
Evan David Sherwin.
Decisions and uncertainties in the U.S. energy system, electrofuels, and other applications.
Rachel Dryden Stirhator.
Public understanding of climate science, extreme weather, and climate attribution.
Daniel Sun.
Externality and emission consequences of the U.S. electricity sector operations and strategies.
We will now hood the doctor's candidates from the Department of Materials Science and Engineering. Rafael Cora Shiakumen.
Mechanisms of third-generation advanced high-strength steel slab embrittlement.
Mario E. Ferriara.
Inclusion size distributions after calcium treatment in low-carbon aluminum-killed steels.
Caroline S. Gorham.
On the formation of crystalline and non-crystalline solid states and their thermal transport properties, a topological perspective via a quaternion orientational order parameter.
Derek K. Lau.
Experimental evaluation of the interfacial Ziloshinsky-Moria interaction in cobalt-nickel magnetic multilayers.
Dashand Lee.
Study of thermal-induced threshold swishing devices for selector applications.
Yu Lin.
New high-toughness, ultra-high-strength steels, effects of composition and heat treatment on strength and toughness.
Ankita Mangal.
Applied machine learning to predict stress hotspots in materials.
Stefano Piva.
The effect of steel, slag, and ferroalloy composition on the oxide inclusion changes in silicon manganese killed steels.
Shivram Kashyap Sridhar.
Study of correlation between microstructure and mechanical properties in nickel titanium used for biomedical applications.
Mary E. Story.
Microstructural effects on high-temperature selective oxidization of carbon manganese silicon advanced high-strength steels.
Michelle Sway.
Mechanics of rigid rod networks, interplay of junction properties, and strut rigidity.
We will now hood the doctor's candidates from the Department of Mechanical Engineering. Stuart Boyd Diller.
Design, characterization, and implementation of lightweight and energy-efficient electroadhesive clutches for robotics.
Chang Ho Oh.
Effects of surface preparation, processing, materials, and operating conditions on MEMS switch contact reliability.
Ramesh Shrestha.
Thermal and mechanical properties of individual polymer nanofibers.
Sadiq Saleh.
Droplet-based microadditive manufacturing for fabrication of architected materials, microelectrode arrays, and microlattice batteries.
Jonelle Yu.
Developing tissues with biomimetic topographies and vasculature through micromachining and extrusion-based 3D printing.
Good afternoon, I'm Dan Martin, Dean of the College of Fine Arts. We will now hood the doctoral candidate from the School of Architecture. Thank you. Nazar S. Eldahar.
Green Stormwater Infrastructure Strategy Generation and Assessment Tool for Site Scale and Urban Planning.
That's it. We will now hood the doctor's candidates for the School of Design. Thank you. Ahmed Ansari.
Decolonizing Design Studies.
Anne Burdick.
Designing How We May Think.
Stephen John Neely.
Soma Literate Design, recentering the interstitiality of experience.
Catherine Hope Scott.
Co-creating alternative economic practices through design.
I'm Richard Shyness. I'm the Dean of the Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences. We will now hood the candidates from the Center of the Neural Basis of Cognition. Yuaning Li.
Neural dynamics and interactions in the human ventral visual pathway.
We will now hood the candidates from the Department of English. William Isaac Penman.
An aspirational rhetoric of anti-racism, a participatory study of responsive engagement.
We will now hood the candidates from the Department of History. David S. Bush.
The civic revolution on campus, student activism, and the politics of service learning.
Susan Grunwald.
German prisoners of war in the Soviet Union, life, law, memory, 1941 through 1956.
Dawn M. Winters.
The ladies are coming, a new history of antebellum temperance, women's rights, and political activism.
We will now hood the candidates from the Department of Modern Languages. Denjiao Chen.
The contribution of morphological awareness to word meaning inference in L2 Chinese.
Mamoru Hatakeyama.
Relative contributions of L1 and L2 resources to semantic gap filling at the word level in L2 Japanese reading. Lexical inferencing of two-character kanji compounds.
Frank Man Dolce.
Expanding discourse options in the foreign language classroom, teaching turn-taking norms to enhance interactional competence in an advanced Mandarin class.
Denyu Sophie Kin.
Computerized dynamic assessment of L2 Chinese implicature comprehension.
Xiaofei Tang.
Digital game-based learning for second language Chinese formulaic expressions.
We will now hood the candidate from the discipline from which all other disciplines come, philosophy. Patrick Francis Walsh.
A categorical characterization of accessible domains.
We will now hood the candidates from the Department of Psychology. Kevin Jarbo.
A cortical striatal mechanism for integrating subjective value into processes of risky decision-making.
Caitlin Jean Moscatelli.
Perceptions of black and white men, explanations of and betting on success.
Casey L. Rourke.
Category learning is constrained by training context and prior experience.
Juliet P. Shafto.
Visual perception of shape, contour, type.
We will now hood the candidates from the Department of Social and Decision Sciences. David Hagman.
The policy consequences of information, 3 essays on being uninformed.
Kelly Ann Matula.
Information relevance for informed consent to clinical trials, patients, advisors, and clinicians.
We will now hood the candidates from the Department of Statistics and Data Sciences. Philip Burkhart.
Building the Data Science Library, a web-based framework for modern statistics.
Sangwan Chun.
Inference for change point type problems.
Fuchen Liu.
Dynamic networks and the developing brain, smoothing and change point detection.
Francesca Matano.
Model selection for inverse estimation in linear regression with applications to neuroscience.
Jacqueline A. Morrow.
Non-parametric estimation of the effects of policies to reduce recidivism.
Taylor Jean Pospisil.
Conditional density estimation for regression and likelihood-free inference.
Lee F. Richardson.
The sliding window discrete Fourier transform.
My name is Ramaya Krishnan. I'm the Dean of the Heinz College of Information Systems and Public Policy. We will now hood the candidates from the doctoral candidates from the School of Information Systems and Management. Uttara Madurai Ananta Krishnan.
Managing content on digital platforms.
Arslan Aziz.
Digital signals, how advertising and ratings influence customer choice.
Veronica Marotta.
Essays on the digital economy.
Yingje Zhang.
User behavior in social, cyber, physical systems.
Zi Zhang.
Societal and broader impacts of IT, the sharing economy, and AI.
We will now hood the candidates from the School of Public Policy and Management. Leah Ruth Clark.
3 essays on economic access to public K-12 education.
Byung Jo Kim.
Evidence use, decision quality, and performance, a model of evidence-based practice effectiveness.
Rahul Ladanya.
Costs, care, and causality, essays in health policy and statistics.
Alexander Martin Lowy.
The characteristics and creation of bridging relationships.
Good evening. I'm Rebecca Dorge. I'm the Glenn DeVries Dean of the Mellon College of Science, and we shall start this evening with hooding of the Department of Biological Sciences. Daniel Eckerman.
Fluorescence technology development for in vivo inflammation sensing, cell contact labeling, and targeted photoablation.
Nicholas Adet.
A translaminar cortical circuit driven by higher order thalamus initiates learning-related synaptic plasticity.
Stephanie Bedecka.
Nucleolar stages of 60S subunit assembly involve complex and dynamic changes in pre-ribosomal RNA structure and pre-ribosome protein composition.
Amber Lucas.
Advancements in proteome sample cleanup.
Arden Shore.
Tools to examine mechanotransduction.
Amanda Marie Willard.
A novel dopamine depletion paradigm, investigation of progressive circuit dysfunction in Parkinson's disease.
Minyan Zhang.
Embryonic neural stem cell lineage is reactivated in sea star larvae to regenerate nervous system.
We will now hood the doctoral candidates from the Department of Chemistry. Sikandar Abbas.
Plasmonically enhanced photostability in organic fluorophores.
Anne Arnold.
Biologically inspired functional graphenic materials and polymers for tissue regeneration and energy applications.
Yukyun Bai.
Supramolecular structures based on PNA and metal complexes.
May Alexandra Carpenter.
Tie-dyes for detection of protein interactions, a tool towards fluorescence-based detection of synapses.
Andrea Fortney.
Beyond polythiophene, exploring the impact of precisely controlled microstructure of group 16 conjugated polymers on their supramolecular organization and properties.
Wei-Che Tsai.
Synthesis and biomedical applications of gamma peptide nucleic acid.
Kadar M. Perkins.
Synthesis, characterization, and applications of polymer-grafted lignin surfactants.
Logan D. Plath.
Heavy ion mass spectrometry, incorporating superconducting tunnel junctions.
Michael Poland.
Development of a cold stage to measure ice nucleating activity produced by biomass burning, ash, aerosol, and aging.
Serjan Nurilovich Sakopov.
Molecular modeling, studies investigating mechanisms behind the function of biological macromolecules.
Artur Sargon.
Metal-modified peptide nucleic acids with applications in supramolecular chemistry and nanotechnology.
Woon Young So.
Emission mechanism of silicon nanoparticles.
Xing Yi.
Atmospheric organic aerosols, formation, mixing, and human exposure.
Shou Zhao.
Electrocatalytic applications of atomically precise gold nanoclusters.
We will now hood the doctoral students from the Department of Mathematical Sciences. Michael Anestos.
Algorithmic and structural properties of random graphs.
Michael Cohn. Samuel Cohn, apologies, Samuel Cohn.
On the homogenization of diffusions in the periodic comb-like structures.
Yuan Feng.
Dissipation enhancement by mixing.
Giovanni Gravina.
Some variational results for water waves and singular perturbations.
David Huckleberry Gutman.
First-order methods in convex optimization, acceleration, conditioning, and rescaling.
Adrian Haggerty.
Variational methods for second-order structured deformations and multi-scale problems.
Yue Pu.
Weakly singular waves and blow-up for a regularization of the shallow water system.
Jing Zhang.
Some results in combinatorial set theory.
We will now hood the doctoral students from the Department of Physics. Shoushan Lin.
Fast radio bursts detections and pulsar timing solutions using intensity mapping data.
Evan Tucker.
Galaxy clusters in the presence of substructure.
Xiaowu Zhang.
Topological effects in various two-dimensional systems.
My name is Tom Mitchell. I'm the interim dean for the School of Computer Science. We will now I want the other deans to know I didn't set this up. We will now hood the doctoral candidates from the computational biology program. Sabrina Rashid.
Distributed computing in nature.
Jean-Tao Ruan.
Computational methods for image-derived modeling of cell shape and organization dynamics.
We will now hood the candidates from the computer science department. Brandon David Amos.
Differentiable optimization-based modeling for machine learning.
J. James Prabhu Arulraj.
The design and implementation of a non-volatile memory database management system.
Ben Blum.
Practical concurrency testing, or how I learned to stop worrying and love the exponential explosion.
Seijun Chung.
Hand pose estimation and prediction for virtual reality applications.
Travis Dick.
Machine learning, social values, data efficiency, and beyond prediction.
Shayan Durudi.
Integrating human and machine intelligence for enhanced curriculum design.
Nathan Fulton.
Verifiably safe autonomy for cyber-physical systems.
Yan Gu.
Right efficient algorithms.
Guru Ganesh.
Topics in approximation and online algorithms.
Nika Hagtalab.
Foundation of machine learning, by the people, for the people.
Jin Q Kim.
Framework design for improving computational efficiency and programming productivity for distributed machine learning.
Stefan Mueller.
Responsive parallel computation.
Jun Woo Park.
Distribution-based cluster scheduling.
Vittorio Pereira.
Language-based bidirectional human and robot interaction learning for mobile service robots.
Kijung Shin.
Mining large dynamic graphs and tensors.
Weni Tabib.
Approximate continuous belief distributions for exploration.
We will now hood the doctoral candidates from the Human-Computer Interaction Institute. Nikola Banovich.
Computational method for understanding complex human routine behaviors.
Amy Shannon Cook.
Using interactive learning activities to address challenges of peer feedback systems.
David Brent Gerritsen.
A socio-technical approach to feedback and instructional development for teaching assistants.
Brandon Thomas Taylor.
Real-time, depth-based hand tracking for American Sign Language recognition.
Bo Robert Zhao.
On-world computing, enabling interaction on everyday surfaces.
We will now hood the candidates for the Institute for Software Research. Jaspreet Bhatia.
Ambiguity in privacy policies and perceived privacy risk.
Hanan Hibshi.
Composite security requirements in the presence of uncertainty.
Momin M. Malik.
Bias and beyond in digital trace data.
Ivan Richkin.
Integration of modeling methods for cyber physical systems.
We will now hood the PhD candidates from the Language Technologies Institute. June Araki.
Extraction of event structures from text.
Pradeep Dasigi.
Knowledge-aware natural language understanding.
Jeffrey Flanagan.
Parsing and generation for the abstract meaning representation.
Tinghao K. Huang.
A crowd-powered conversational assistant that automates itself over time.
Rose Catherine Kanjira-Thinkal.
Explainable recommendations.
Yubin Kim.
Robust selective search.
Anurag Kumar.
Acoustic intelligence in machines.
Hanxiao Lu.
Large-scale machine learning over graphs.
Seunghwan Moon.
Proactive transfer learning.
Kirtharam Murugasan.
Online and adaptive methods for multitask learning.
Samuel McIntyre Thompson.
Encoding and decoding graph representations of natural language.
Chenyan Zhang.
Text representation, retrieval, and understanding with knowledge graphs.
Diyi Yang.
Computational social roles.
Tiancheng Zhao.
Learning to converse with latent actions.
Guoqing Zheng.
Empowering probabilistic inference with stochastic deep neural networks.
We will now hood the PhD candidates from the Machine Learning Department. Alnur Ali.
Statistical and computational properties of some user-friendly methods for high-dimensional estimation.
Simon Shaolei Du.
Gradient descent for non-convex problems in modern machine learning.
Brian Hui.
Anomaly detection in graphs and time series, algorithms, and applications.
Junior B. Oliva.
Distribution and histogram learning.
Nicole S. Rafidi.
Using machine learning for time series to elucidate sentence processing in the brain.
Viranjani Yulu Sadhanala.
Non-parametric methods with total variation type regularization.
Shashank Srivastava.
Teaching machines to classify from natural language interactions.
Yining Wang.
Selective data acquisition in learning and decision-making problems.
Pengtao Ji.
Diversity promoting and large-scale machine learning for healthcare.
Manzil Zahir.
Representation learning at scale.
Hongyang Zhang.
New advances in sparse learning, deep networks, and adversarial learning, theory and applications.
We will now hood the PhD candidates from the Robotics Institute. Sankalp Aurora.
Safe data gathering in physical spaces.
Matthew John Barnes.
Learning with clusters.
Joseph Robert Bartels.
Light sheet depth imaging.
Philip Cooksey.
Intra-robot replanning and learning for multi-robot teams in complex dynamic domains.
Tony Deere.
Extensions of the principal fiber bundle model for locomoting robots.
Yenchia Su.
Designing interactive systems for community citizen science.
Sung Kyun Kim.
Planning under uncertainty with multiple heuristics.
Eric Mark Vicka.
Robust soft matter robotic materials.
Ishan Satish Misra.
Visual learning with minimal human supervision.
Nitish Thate.
Design and evaluation of robust control methods for robotic transfemoral prostheses.
Yin Zhang.
Provably optimal design of a brain-computer interface.
Okay, well, I think we have safely transitioned from afternoon to evening, so good evening, everyone. I'm Bob Damon. I'm the Dean of the Tepper School of Business, and we will now hood the doctor's candidates from the Tepper School. Erdis Benatti.
Equity and efficiency in computational social choice.
Julian Givey.
Social norms in gift giving, a comprehensive theory for giver-recipient discrepancies in gift selection.
Hung Nam Hoen.
Models and efficient algorithms for convex optimization under uncertainty.
Hee-Yan Huang.
Essays on corporate disclosure and organizational structure.
Ung-Shik Kim.
3 essays in the stochastic overlapping generations model.
Rio Kimura.
Modern methodologies for practical discrete optimization models.
Dabeen Lee.
cutting planes and integrality of polyhedra, structure, and complexity.
C.U. Liu.
Essays on bank competition and regulation.
Anna Mayo.
Dynamic teams, exploring the enabling conditions and outcomes of coordination.
Megan Elizabeth O'Malley.
3 essays on Medicare quality initiatives.
Zujing Shua.
Essays on technology-driven marketing.
Siddharth Prakash Singh.
Regulation and management of innovative technologies.
Benjamin Tangleson.
Essays on credit frictions, market expansion, and strategic team production.
Fong Drung.
Essays on financial analysts, auditors, and industry peers.
Wenjie Xue.
Essays on mandatory disclosure and enforcement.
Shunyan Zhang.
A structural analysis of sharing economy leveraging location and image analytics using deep learning.
We have 4 more candidates from the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. Their advisor, Professor Mora, had to be out of town this week, but was able to get back just in time to catch the ending. So, Yangun Gi.
Toward human-like motion prediction.
Satwik Kaur.
Visual dialogue towards communicative visual agents.
Evgeny Toropov.
Road traffic analysis with surveillance cameras using synthetic training data.
Yuan Chen.
Secure distributed estimation.
Any more waves of PhDs? No? No, we're done? Good, good. Congratulations to all of our newly hooded doctoral candidates. We heard Dean Dorge introduce herself as the Glenn DeVries, Dean of the Mellon College of Science. Well, I'd also like to recognize the Glenn DeVries, our CMU trustee. Glenn, thank you for being here tonight. And I'd also like to again thank Dr. Patricia McBride, our keynote speaker. Thank you again for such wonderful, inspiring comments. I would be remiss if I didn't thank our deans for participating in today's ceremony, for all that you contribute to our community through your leadership and example. Let's give our deans a round of applause. And last but not least, I wish to congratulate the faculty members and advisors who worked so closely with our graduates, especially those who have participated in today's hooding ceremony. I can personally attest that having attended this ceremony as an advisor, and of course now as a provost, when it comes with such a remarkable sense of pride. We appreciate your dedication to these students, faculty, and your care and attention to nurturing their research, their development, and their well-being. This concludes our hooding ceremony for 2019. Please note, doctoral candidates, that these degrees will be formally conferred at Sunday's commencement ceremony in Gessling Stadium, and diplomas will be presented in special ceremonies taking place throughout the weekend. Again, congratulations to all of our doctoral candidates. You and your guests are invited to join us for a reception in the foyer following the procession. At this time, please rise for the singing of the alma mater led by Chantal Brazil, a master's student in the College of Fine Arts. The words to the alma mater can be found at the beginning of your program. Thank you.
Here where spangled wildernesses rob the fountains of the West, where the Sabbath strife and stresses brought the settlers' crimson quest, land of legend and glory, Greece's gypsy tide and toiling shore, mid the hills of Salamata stands enthroned forevermore.